Welcome to part 2 of our trip to Scotland 2025. On our next leg, we left Falkirk and jumped onto a HST that would take us to Aberdeen via Stirling. We travelled first class to Aberdeen. When we arrived in Aberdeen, we got to see two HST units side by side, which is now quite a rare sight. Aberdeen received city status in 1891, and since the discovery of North Sea oil in 1969, it has become known as the offshore oil capital of Europe. We took the train to Broughty Ferry, which is a suburb of Dundee. It is on the Edinburgh to Aberdeen line and has a nice path along the beach. We did train spotting from the level crossing. Barry Links train station lies south of the village of Barry. From 2016 to 2017, it was ranked as Britain's least busy railway station with just 24 entries and exits. Golf Street is located in Carnoustie, Angus. Its purpose is for golfers attending the Carnoustie Golf Links Club. In 2023 to 2024, it had 1,016 passengers using the station. Golf Street has a semaphore signal and both its platforms are on wooden stilts. There is a shelter, a couple of benches and bin facilities at the station. A footbridge connects the two platforms. Carnoustie Golf Links Club annual membership for a member of the public is £420. We walked to Carnoustie railway station to do more train spotting. Barry Links, Golf Street and Carnoustie are all very close to each other. The Keith and Dufftown Railway, also known as the Whiskey Line, runs 11 miles from Keith to Dufftown. The railway has a diesel multiple unit or DMU that transports passengers along the line. At Dufftown Station, we had the opportunity to drive a small shunting diesel locomotive for around £10 per person. Here is Alex driving the diesel locomotive down the line while the DMU was secured in the station. He had to control the speed and brake at the correct time and not too hard. I also had a go at driving.
Just let go of the power and just bring the brakes on a little bit.
And so did Phoenix. Here is what our driving would look like from the platform. We spotted an old post box that is built into the station building and more diesels at the end of the line. We did encounter sheep on the line, but before we returned to Keith Station. The next day we travelled to Elgin on the train and then the bus to Inverness. We arrived in Inverness that evening. A feline friend welcomed us near our hotel. At the start of our second week in Scotland, we took the train to DUNROBIN Castle. The line took us through more of Scotland's beautiful untouched countryside. It was a very hot day and the air conditioning wasn't working on the train. DUNROBIN Castle has its own private train station, which was opened in 1870. The castle is a stately home that has been open to the public since 1973. Before then it was briefly used as a boarding school. Still today the Sutherland family lives in private quarters of the castle.
Probably one of the most beautiful gardens I've seen. Isn't it? There's Graham and Thomas.
We had 3 objectives that day: explore the gardens, visit the falconry and explore the castle. Let's explore the gardens first. The gardens cover an area of over 1,300 acres and are inspired by French gardens from the 1800s. Next we headed over to the castle's falconry, where Phoenix educated us about the different falcons that were on display. Falcons are birds of prey capable of reaching 200 miles an hour while diving towards their target. It seemed they also loved posing for the camera.
And I'm not sure if you're aware, but the first writings of falconry were found around the 4th century. And they were found in Chinese, but nobody really knows exactly where falconry began. From there, it did travel down the silk routes and the trade routes to become popular in most places of the world to help us put food on the table.
After a spot of lunch in the cafe, we had a look around the castle. Graham had the honour of requesting our train to stop at DUNROBIN Castle. At the halt, there is a miniature museum. With our train requested, we watched it arrive to pick us up and take us to Inverness, where we'll be exploring in the next part of our Scotland series.